Today we're going to take a look at our new base and get a little tour of that. What is all this stuff we're looking at? Welcome, friends, to a new episode of Feed the Beast Reloaded. Ultimate Reloaded. How are you guys today? I'm Clobberstomp. I'm doing really well today. So, as you could probably tell, my excitement level in the very first video was extremely high. All-time high. And it's because I'm very excited. I'm really happy to be back in Minecraft. I'm happy to be back in modded and doing all the fun things and problem solving again. You know, I need problem solving kind of in my creativity and being able to make really cool bases and things like that. So this is really scratching that itch, you know what I mean? So I'm excited. First off, let's talk about what we have going on at the base, the farms, the farming time. We've got 2 forestry farms. We'll get into greater detail about these because I've got a lot to show today, and it's kind of going to just be a high-level overview. But mainly, we've got a 5x5 by 4 setup here. It works off of water and dirt, and then some seeds and fertilizer, and then it automatically plants. And we have it fully automated. I'll show you down below on what's going on. And the same thing with the tree farm. We've got some... I took care of all the sand. My last video, I did record this video already, but it got all botched up because I'm using new recording software, and my machine is kind of on the fritz. So hopefully this goes smooth, but I feel as though I've maybe calmed myself down a little bit, and we're gonna go a little bit easier. But yes, wood and dirt, fertilizer, and apple oak saplings and water is what runs these farms. It's pretty easy. You really just need some farm blocks, a farm control, a hatch and a gearbox, and then a valve for the valve is for the water input. The hatches down below are for the getting items in and out of the farm, and then the gearbox is for the power, and like I said, the valve is for water, similar to this farm as well. We'll go down beneath and show you what that's all about as well. But yes, we've got that going. I sorted out my key sequences, so I can turn on and off my jetpack at will, and then I can also turn on hover mode again. So we're good. We're okay. And then when you hit the ground, it disables it automatically, which is cool. So what is this pillar here for? 51 diameter, center of the circle. So I'm going to have a big tower here. This is going to be my B tower, and my base really, for all of the machines and everything that I'm going to be doing for processing and things like that. I'm not going to put it all underneath where that is, and I expect that most of this is that those 2 farms might even move as well. The sun setting. So I think we're going to face our base that way, to the south. But we're going to watch the sunset in the west, so we're going to have some big windows and stuff in there so we can get that awesome view, which is going to be super cool. But yeah, there's going to be a big tower here that's going to be really high. And then I've got some ideas for what I'm going to do for it. I'm pretty excited. I hope you guys really like it. I think it's going to be cool. It's going to require a lot of effort and a lot of build, so you're going to get to see it throughout its stages. I'm not going to build it on camera all with you, but at least you'll see some of it as we go. Now that it's getting dark, let's head down to the dungeon. We'll give a little sleep action, so we don't have to worry about any monsters or anything like that. But cool. What do we have going on? Oh my god, there's so much. First of all, let's talk about the farms. What do we have going on? We've got our tree farm here and our wheat farm over there. What is this doing, Clobberstomp? Tell me. I need to know. What are all these items? So what happens is the trees grow. They put the saplings back into the system through the hatch here. They come out and then back in. Those are oak saplings. Any real, actual, regular oak saplings are going through this tube down to the system. We'll talk about all that later. We have a fertilizer box that is constantly running and putting new fertilizer into the system, so this stays fully populated with fertilizer and fully populated with water and energy. So we have energy that's coming from over here, and we've got water that's coming from over here. The water is being fed by these 3 aqueous accumulators. They're feeding the water to the farms and to the fermenters. Now, what is this all doing? So the farm works with cutting the trees down, replanting dirt when it finds that the humus is turned to sand. When you add water to dirt, it turns to humus, blah, blah, blah. That's very cool. So when it cuts a tree down, it takes all of its stuff. It puts it back into the system, if it can, which is the apple oak saplings. The rest gets ported out here. So all of the wood and apples go down through the tube. All of the apples and wood and sand get put over here. Extra oak saplings go to here. Anything that bypasses the full system, which it shouldn't, because any sapling that runs in should run into a fermenter. The fermenters are all also powered, which we'll go down below and talk about that in a second. They're also fed with water from the aqueous accumulators as well. Fermenters take any organic material, which if you look at the recipes, there's 214 different recipes. I am particularly using water and saplings to create ourselves biomass. The biomass that it does make, I don't know, can we actually search that up? Maybe we can and figure out how much it actually makes. Let's click through here. I believe, so this is with honey. So if you use honey, you can use different saplings to get more biomass, which we could really overload the system quite well. And you can also use fruit juice, which I have another set of fermenters that I might use as well to start fermenting all those apples. But, oh shoot. Well, either way, I'm not exactly sure. We can look that up later. But anyways, we're taking honey, we're putting a sapling in, it's fermenting it, and it's turning it into biomass. You can see it working here. These little servos on here are on all the time, and they pump the biomass into stills. The stills are also powered from down below. From the power, they get the biomass, and it takes the biomass and it turns it into ethanol or turpentine. There's 2 recipes. You can turn resin into turpentine, and you can turn biomass into ethanol. So that's cool. It's a 3-to-1 conversion. So as you can see, for 10 millibuckets of biomass, you get 3 millibuckets of ethanol. But ethanol is much more efficient, similar to resin versus turpentine. Pretty cool. So as you can see, yep, there we go. It's turning, it's doing its thing, and ethanol goes down into the big super tank. Very cool. All right, what is this side doing before we go down below? Well, this side is doing the same thing, only instead of with trees and making ethanol, this is taking seeds and making seed oil. Pretty easy. It kind of comes through here and it goes into the squeezers. Boom, boom, boom. We also take our seed bucket, our seed barrel from spawn, and I put it on top of here, and I when I recorded this the first time and it failed, there was 200 seeds in here, and that was only about 20 minutes ago. So this goes through 200 stacks of seeds, and as you can see, these are fully populated, and they can't keep up. So even if I had another one of these, I could put another one up here and really like, it's kind of overkill. But all right, let's go down below. Down below is where the power center is. So here's our ethanol tank. Oh geez, come on. There we go. We've got a fair amount of ethanol. Very cool. It's running the farms. It's doing what it needs to be doing. We've got a decent amount right now. And we've got seed oil is filling up as well. So perfect. The ethanol, now we're not doing anything with the seed oil. We'll talk about that in a little bit, what we're going to actually do with it. Okay, we're taking all of the ethanol and we're pumping it or using these fluid ducts to move it to biogenerators. Biogenerators will turn ethanol into EU power, which is kind of cool. So we can then connect to the biogenerators to MFSUs from industrial craft. These are outputting 512 EU per tick. Oh, I took my helmet off because you got to see my pretty green mesmerizing eyes. And then these are outputting to MV consumers from energy converters. And in between here, I'll show you, there's an energy bridge. And then, which then takes EU, converts it from EU to RF, and then fills this. Now, this particular energy cell goes back up to the farms, and it runs all of the machines and runs the 2 farms up there. And then the second set is just all extra. I haven't found any mass power conversion, or not conversion, storage to keep all of this stuff, like instead of all of these single targets, putting it in one big thing. Like in previous packs, there was like Draconic Evolution, you could build the super multi-core. We don't have that in this pack, so I'm gonna have to take a look and see if there's any other better, more elegant way. Otherwise, we can just make arrays like this with multiple energy cells. And the only thing that I'm doing here is that I just output to the right on each one, so it inputs from the left and outputs to the right. So these final 3 fill up first, and then they kind of go through here. I put this all in yesterday, and they're already full from this conversion. So this is pretty efficient, at least in the grand scheme of things right now. And as you can see, it's still going up. It does consume, and then it goes up when any time it gets more ethanol, which is really cool. I'm pretty excited. This is a really nice setup. The other thing that we can do is take these apples then, and we can make more fermenters, and then maybe turn that into fruit juice and make another big tank like these and export that fruit juice, and then use the fruit juice in these fermenters instead of the fluid ducts to then get, more biomass for our bang for our buck. Because then, so if we used a bunch of fruit juice, we could get 675 millibuckets if we used plant balls. So we could take a look and find out what the best way is. So I could make a lemon, here we go. So we could use a little bit of honey, a lemon sapling, and make a bucket and a half of biomass. That's kind of crazy. We can maybe try to look through this and find out what the most efficient one is. We have 214 options, so it's not like, here we go, a blue Mahoa sapling and a quarter of a bucket of honey. There you go. You get a 2 1/4 buckets of biomass, which then can convert into ethanol. So really our entire base is running its power off of trees. And it's fully self-sustainable at this point, which is really, really nice. Here's some other things that I have. So I've got some honey, some biomass, seed oil, and ethanol from where I was at spawn. That was my at my other base at spawn. So I have it there. These are really nice tanks. You can use a crescent hammer just to knock them down and then pick them up and move them wherever you want. So it's kind of nice to have portable liquids if you need them. You can do that with lava and things like that too, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much the idea. We did decide to go in a meadows biome because here, if you guys know anything about bees, they require you to be in a temperate climate. So you have to be kind of like in 70 and 80 to be temperature is normal and your humidity is normal. Bees, a majority of the bees like to be in this temperate climate to operate efficiently. Now there's other bees that require you to be in different biomes, which is kind of why we picked this area. One is because we have a huge meadow that we can use and utilize. I'm really happy about that. Behind here, there's a lush hills, which looks really beautiful and vibrant. I really love it. It's kind of a cool biome. If you've ever looked through it, it's kind of neat. It's really green and lush, and there's all these big trees, and there's all these rolling hills. It's pretty cool. And then this kind of thing right here has just a really cool like spire that comes down that we might do something with. And I might do something with this area here and light that up. I think it'd be kind of cool. But the other reason is for this biome here is that we're in the ocean, and there's also the river, I believe, if I can see some of it. Where is it? I know, there it is. So river and ocean are really close to us. So some of the bees that you need and some of the lines required to breed bees in the ocean biome and within the river biome. And if you're not in those biomes, you won't get the bees that you're looking for. So that's pretty important to have. Whoa, we did like a super fast, speedy. That was crazy. All right, let's sleep. Okay, we slept the night away. All right, let's turn our jetpack back on. So yeah, the main reason is that I just love the way the meadows look, and they're really the best kind of area for bees to breed when you're beginning. And we're still at the very beginning. I know I showed you a lot of bees. It looks like a lot. It's really not. Bees are going to really consume this whole area. What are we going to do with this whole area? Well, those 2 farms might move at some point, but what we're doing here is there's going to be a huge tower. I don't know how high it's going to be, but all I do know is it's going to start with a diameter circle of 51. So it's kind of going to come from about over here to all the way over here in a big circle. So it's going to be a pretty large tower. And I have a pretty cool design idea in my head that we're going to do to hopefully bring it to be really cool. What I want to do is I want to bring it up pretty high, and we're going to have a big observation deck that overlooks the meadow. Now, what's going to be in the meadow? Well, I'm going to make a bunch of hives that are big hexagons that host our alvearies, those big 3x3 units that are at the spawn place that we showed in the last episode. I'm going to fill them up for each different type of bee, and we're going to just fill this whole area with a bunch of hexagons for being able to breed bees to give us more resources. So there's a bunch of different bees that you can get in this pack, which are really neat, and I want to show some of them to you because you can kind of see. Let's go to Princess. So here's all the different types of bees you can get. It's kind of crazy that there's all these ones from Forestry, and there's, how many is this? 5, 10, 15, like 20? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's more than 200 some, yeah, 300 different bees. There's a ton. There's a few different bees in here that do different things, like, where is it? Let's see. So a fiery bee. So you need to, lava has to be under the foundation of this bee. But if you click on the uses, this bee gives a fiery comb. And then if you do the uses of the comb, it's going to give you magic wax and blazing powder. So we can get blazing powder from combs from bees. That's pretty cool, right? And there's all these different ones like caffeinated, so you can probably get resinous. So I'm assuming if you click on the resinous bee, oh, it doesn't even show the thing for that. Oh, weird. Fossilized uses. What does this give you? An old comb and a fossilized comb. This will give you coal grains, beeswax, and honey drops. Kind of neat. So there's all these different types of things that you can get from your bees. So we like radioactive. Here we go. This is what we want to get into, because now this can give you a radioactive comb, which is 2%. It's not a lot, but radioactive stuff. So crushed your uranium ore. You have a 50% chance out of every comb to get that. And you can crush that and get it. There we go. So we can turn uranium, crushed uranium, into regular uranium, which it doesn't really spawn all that much in the overworld, but we can use that for fueling, and we can get all these different things from bees. It's very fascinating. I really find it interesting. So I want to dive super deep into them. Also, if there's any other mods in here, like Reliquary, for instance, if you want to see some of these other mods, I'm going to cover some of them, but if you want to see them in more in-depth, we can definitely dive into some of these. I'm really excited to see, like, a witherless rose. With the nether stars enchanting this rose, the holder is protected from withering. That's just a cool thing to have on your person. Twilight Cloak. What does that do? It makes you invisible in the darkness, so you can't be seen by mobs. That's cool. Like, there's all these different things that you can get. An infernal chalice. I have no idea what that even means. It holds lava. Stores lava and protects you from lava damage. So we could just go run around and float in lava. That's cool. A holy hand grenade. You know, and this is just one mod. There's also Thalmcraft in here. Well, I love Thalmcraft. It's really cool. And it's really kind of neat in this mod, the way it's done. So it makes it much harder to do. So getting some of these higher end Thalmium things might be really cool to do as well. But if you're interested in any of those different types of things that you want to see me present and dive in, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think. But yeah, we're really going to dive into all this stuff. I'm super excited. Yeah, that's a Thalmcraft thing over there too. That's like a dungeon. You can go in and kill some mobs. And I think there's a node, a Thalmcraft node in there that you can try to get essence from and stuff like that. So there's also one other thing I want to talk to you guys about. What was it? Oh, yes. So this area is really kind of cool. There's a big spire over here, and there's a big spire over here. I might do some sort of big crazy arch thing over the top of this as well. It's a huge gap. You know, it's massive. I don't even know how far it is. I haven't tested it yet. Let's see. 699. So 7,000 to, was it 100? 200? Almost 200. 175 blocks across. So that we could do some sort of crazy cool design on that. I think would be very, very cool. But we got lots of things to do, guys. I know I didn't go into super depth on all of this stuff. My excitement is still pretty high, and it will calm down and kind of chill out and do some more things. But I'm excited to get into all the things with you. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys want to see and what we need to present. I would love to hear your comments. I want to know how excited you guys are for this series. I'm really excited. If you're new to the channel, do join my Discord. We can talk about things in a much easier way in there. I'd love to have you there. And there's a lot of really cool people there. As always, please like and share on your favorite social media. Catch you guys in the next episode. Take care and be well.